All right, so I've moved forward a little bit. I found out that I look better with a shirt with a collar and stuff. Um, and so now I'm really going to get down to brass tacks and make my life make sense. This is great because my imagination runs wild. Done a lot of guided visualizations and shamanism and stuff, and I am intuitive, and I do get a lot of good intuitive hits. But there's some kind of persona that I'm supposed to have that I can't develop unless I plunge into this wildness of my imagination, which probably isn't as chaotic as it seems. It just the pieces never get connected because I'm afraid of one thing or another. I'm afraid of this relationship or that relationship, and I have a lot of opinions in my mind that I have to purge. Like when I see people on television, I think, wisecracks from a lower level. Like Trump. So, like, is Trump good or evil? I really have to decide. And he's not evil. Saying it out loud, um, brings it down. Because, you're sitting there, I'm sitting there reading articles on the web about rises in racial attacks since he got elected and this and that. And you think, wow, this guy's Satan, and there's a new wave of Satanism, sweeping America in the form of Trumpism. And honestly, life is too complicated for that. And I know there are a lot of people who don't want it to be complicated, or want to act like it's not complicated, want to lie about it, or mislead people so they can continue to make profits. And I know, like, in a corporate environment, it's very sterile. And you can get away with a lot on a personal level, but everything has to be, I don't know, empty. And it's not where I'm going. It's not love. Now, it's interesting because I started this video talking about some things, and then now I'm back to love. I'm like, where is divine love in this? And in some ways, it's a little disappointing. Where when I think about divine love, because I'm reading about divine love, and I'm getting all these visual images in my imagination that are so spectacular, and I could make a picture or a song or something. And but here I am seeing myself talking about divine love. And what does that mean? Am I giving divine love? Am I sharing divine love with people? How do I do that? There are people that I love and I share things with them. I had a good friend over here just this afternoon, and he gave me a gift, and it was very psychic because the gift actually matched. I had taken a picture this weekend and sent it to somebody as Valentine, and then a friend of mine came over and gave me a gift that really matched the picture that I took. And I'm not going to go into detail now about what that was, but it was very synchronous. And I'd shared a lot of experience with this friend over the years. And yet, what does that count for us in this world, where that's dominated by basically amoral corporations, people who just serve? They have their private morality, but there's no longer anything in our public life that actually points toward what we would call compassion. I mean, it's not even a word people are going to use now. We're talking about legal liabilities and like, I'm pretty good at making up insults. One reason I'm searching for divine love on the web is because I've spent my life making up really nasty things to say to people. And I've said a bunch. And I meant a lot of them. And yet I want love. I spent a lot of time meditating and doing shamanism and trying to overcome things. But there's a lot of darkness in my life. And one thing that happens when I try to do shamanism, I get these very dark shadows in my imagination of all the horrible people that I've known. I've known some rotten people in my life who've done really devious things. I'm afraid to talk about them because of the legal issues. There are people lurking around the edge of my life, sometimes, who would love to kill me, who would love to see me dead, And so here I am talking about divine love. And who knows, maybe I'm Jesus. I mean, wouldn't that be cool if I was Jesus? That would certainly, and I'm to be crucified, but I'll be so amazingly charismatic before that there'll be like I'll have a rock band or something. I don't know. I don't know why I have so many awful people in my life, but they're out there, and I think about them, and then when I think about divine love, I get these dark clouds of awfulness, right? And it's funny because I'm in a very warm state right now. I'm kind of like edging toward what I would say channeling or intuitive work. It's like I felt the water level rising, and honestly, what I feel is when I started making jokes about being Jesus was like a kind of intuitive sense of beings of gentleness coming to help me, helping heal me, reminding me of I don't know, Carolyn Mass or something. Like I was just reading this book, Entering the Castle, and I'm entering the castle now. Entering the castle has got a lot of visualizations of conversations, sitting in a chair talking to yourself, and now here I am sitting in a chair talking to myself. So I may get to some of that with this YouTube channel. But the point is that one thing that is very messed up about this is I've thought about doing YouTube channels and things before, and it's like, well, how do I market that? How do I make it entertaining? So I'm not, and it's like, it feels very crass to me because I'm just not that good at it. But I'm not making it entertaining, I'm just plunging into the actual act of doing it. And then I'm gonna leave it on the web for a while and see what it is. Because I know that for years, I'm 50 now, my two halves have collided. So the outer half that tried to make my way in the workaday world and wished, I could be somewhere being a rock star or something, and the inner, like, Neptunian imagination of the chaos, just the huge inner world, like some Coppola movie or something that I occupy in my inner life, that, to me it feels huge. And obviously there's some room for people to say I'm really arrogant, and they would not be totally unjustified in that. But it's a problem I have with my imagination being overwhelmingly powerful to me, and I feel like I'm helping to ground myself, and bring those two together and say, okay, I'm just here in the world and I'm trying to find love. I'm trying to move toward Sophia, the Gnostic, the divine feminine. Now, obviously, Jesus is also called Hagia Sophia, so maybe that's it too, But Sophia, the wisdom. I'm not sure how it works, but I'm doing it. I feel it while I'm talking. Like part of my mind is a blank. It's very soothing. I'm very happy, and I'm learning to do this in this environment. So it's a step forward.